America's 52 Stories, with life lessons for personal growth.
The Battle of Gettysburg came to her doorstep. 25 years later, she wrote of the terror she felt in the battle that was unfolding right in front of her.
The rebels were a horrible sight. There they were, clad almost in rags, covered with dust, riding wildly, pell-mell down the hill toward our home, shouting, yelling, most unearthly, cursing, brandishing their revolvers, and firing right and left.
Tilly Pierce's first experience of the horrors of war came when she saw the effects of a Union soldier blown into the air. As she walked closer to the wounded man, she heard him say,
"Oh my God, I didn't read my Bible today. What will my poor wife and children say?"
What she saw next was radically foreign to anyone's everyday experiences: the mutilation of a human being.
His eyes are blown out, and his whole person seems to be one black mass.
Pierce would witness misery everywhere as so many soldiers, suffering horribly, surrounded her.
There were the groaning and crying, the struggling and dying, crowded side by side. They were hovering on the verge of eternity.
For the next 3 days, Pierce carried water to the wounded and dying. Her only restful moments were filled with anxiety and weeping. She observed firsthand the grotesque results of battle.
I saw surgeons sawing and cutting off arms and legs, then again probing and picking bullets from the flesh. Then I noticed a pile of limbs higher than the fence.
Within this house is this room where over 700 amputations took place, where the blood-stained floor to this day gives silent testimony to the daily horrors that were witnessed by her. Tilly had become a comfort to those who had not seen a youthful female face since leaving home. Her great contribution was acting as a welcome oasis in a field of human misery. The refreshing water she gave, the quiet kindness she expressed, and her simple act of listening were gifts of hope that were dispensed freely and tenderly to grown men in the last hours of their lives. Some survived because she took them across an emotional bridge of hope, over which few of them could have walked alone. Tilly's Recollections, written 25 years later, was one of the most poignant accounts of one person's experience of the battle. She discovered that we are all heroes under stress.
I have no desire to be classed among the heroines of that period that these lines are written, but simply to show what many a patriotic and loyal girl would have done if surrounded by similar circumstances.
25 years earlier, in the most horrific days of her life, Tilly Pierce was only 15 years old. Children are leaders too. Success is what you experience from within at any age. Success is leadership of the self. As you put thoughts into motion to improve the lives of others, you are leading yourself from a point of apathy to a point of making a difference. Tilly Pierce had a clear influence on the lives of those she served. She kept hope alive where there was none. In times of trouble, you can be a comfort to someone in need of a little understanding. You don't need to give advice, nor know how to give it. You can even save the life of someone who's desperate. All you have to do is listen. Stress can bring out the best in you. When the bullets were flying, Pierce used her previously unknown abilities of fortitude and compassion that were so effective with those in her care. Service to others is often touted as the ultimate activity of every great leader, and Pierce generally exercised a form of that activity. Don't assume that children cannot demonstrate these qualities simply because they are children. We all possess these qualities, simply because we are human. Right now, every student has the right to be thinking. What do I do with this information? Let's start by asking these questions, and you can provide your own answer. What reaction did you receive after listening to someone's troubles? Why did an adult compliment you for something you thought was no big deal? What stressful situation brought out the best in you?